Hello everybody, welcome back to the Cardboard Cave, where we're reviewing the last Super Mario Donkey Kong Country set. It's the big one, the most expensive and the most pieces in this line of 4 sets based on Donkey Kong Country. This is Diddy Kong's Minecart Ride, set 71425, 1,157 pieces, retails for $109.99 in the US. So a little bit less than 10 cents a piece. We'll discuss the value, of course, as we always try to in the review. This is an interesting one. This is one I didn't know what I thought about it when I saw the very first screen. I do know what I think about it now that it's built, and I want to share that with you. And also, I've got all the other sets built in the background there, so yeah, enjoy that. But here we go. This is the new set, the final one. Actually, I've not shown you the Ramby set either. You can see him there in the background. So I can quickly show you that. I'm not doing a separate video. It's so small. So, let me just give you an overview. This, of course, represents Minecart Carnage or any of the Minecart themed levels from Donkey Kong Country. It's doing this by replicating broken up minecart tracks, because if you play Donkey Kong Country, you know it's not a smooth ride. You got to jump from broken track piece to broken track piece, so it kind of works thematically. There's definitely some play functions going on here. We'll show you and explain. Little waterfall there, some rocks with tools, some crystals everywhere. We got the mole miner there with this little exploding dynamite. That's a play feature. Is it Snaggles? Yeah, Snaggles. The shark right there. And perhaps the highlight of the set is everything going on here, but we'll get to that. So let's just, we'll not waste your time. If you don't want to watch the whole video, we'll start out with the characters, because I bet you that's what some of you are here for. And let's just start out with Diddy Kong. You technically get 4 characters with this set. Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Mole Miner, and Snaggles. And Diddy Kong joins the ranks of Donkey Kong, Cranky Kong, and Dixie Kong that we previously talked about, as far as just being perfectly designed in Lego form. Using... Ah, he fell. He's passed away. He's perished. And now he's showing us his backside. That's all right. As far as using, Lego techniques and Lego pieces, including some new ones, this is about as good as I would ever expect a Lego Diddy Kong to be. You got the custom molded legs that are the same as Dixie Kong's, but a different shade. Like, that's how far they went with it. I'll show you all the characters lined up. That's how far they went with it. They gave him the correct shade. Dixie Kong is a lighter shade of fur than the other ones. You got his printed shirt, his nostrils, his printed eyes, which again are just, they're perfect. I mean, the only complaint I could come up with, I believe this is, well, I know this is a brand new mold for this hat. The hat can come off. Or his whole head can come off. That's disturbing. So yeah, there he is. Fantastic, right? Let's just put that back on. There's no reason to take the hat off. It's always meant to be on. I guess the only complaint you might could have is there's Diddy Kong's hat said Nintendo on it. Like, had the Nintendo logo. And since Lego has a Nintendo license, I would think they could have done that, but they didn't. But that is all right. The tail, that great piece. The tail can move either way, left or right. Yeah, fantastic. No complaints at all. Let's just go ahead and put him in the... Actually, let's turn this way. We'll go and get him ready to go. All right, Diddy. Hope you're ready for a wild ride soon. He looks great in the minecart. We are going to check to see if Donkey Kong can fit in the minecart, but spoilers, I don't think so. Donkey Kong is a big guy. Anyways, then we're going to say funky for last. We got the Mole Miner. I think the Mole Miner is from the newer Donkey Kong Country games. I'm trying to remember if he was in the original trilogy. But either way, I know he was in the more recent ones. And he's a cool looking character. He's got you know, moles don't have eyes, so there's really nothing there. But I love the hat. I love the buck tooth. He does have a scanning thing on the back for the Super Mario playset features. He's a cool character though. Little chunky thing. Looks the part. Then we'll not take him off, but Snaggles was a really substantial build. Like there's a lot going on here. He's got a imposing jaw, imposing mouth with teeth. Clearly, the standout, these eyes, those are fantastic. And I believe those are brand new prints at least. Just really, a really great look. And he is part of the feature of the set if you choose to do the Mario course. So he also has something to scan there. And then the last, but in my opinion, greatest figure in this set is Funky Kong. And don't worry, we'll take a good look at his plane, but Funky Kong is glorious. An amazing printed, I don't know if you can really tell, but there's like a slightly reflective metallic sheen to his sunglasses. His bandana, right? Wow. Yeah, bandana on his head. That's what I'm calling it because of the real term's not hitting me right now. His belt buckle. He's big. He almost looks bigger than Donkey Kong, but I think it's because he stands up straighter. He's actually quite posable. This was a very substantial build. Very substantial. There's just, when you build these characters, you're going to be surprised. There's a lot of pieces in here to give them this look. You know, get his chest all built up like that. With his white shirt and his shorts. They just did a fantastic job here. He's about the size of Donkey Kong, but like I said, he stands up straighter. And he's just a great figure. Zero complaints at all. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and get into his plane, Funky's Flights, which of course served, oh my goodness. All right. You wouldn't expect any less from a stinking video from Cardboard Cave. I've beheaded 2 of the Kongs now in this video. I've beheaded Diddy and I've beheaded Funky now. I am ashamed of myself. And to be honest, I'm having a hard time getting his head back on. What am I doing wrong here? There we go. So, I've given Funky his head back. It's because I'm trying to do everything one-handed. It's not this awkward playing with the set. It's just trying to do everything one-handed and filming. Please, Funky, just stand. Oh my goodness. Well, because I'm incompetent, I just figured out you can really make Funky hunch over if you want to. I didn't realize that. Not sure why you'd want to do that. It's kind of weird looking. But anyways. Wow. Yeah, I really made him hunch over. How did I do that? Just his feet, I guess. All right, just stay put, please. All right. Funky's Flights. It's just sitting over here on the course, but you can easily lift it off because it just sits. It just sits there and that, like that. Pretty handy. Again, freaking hard to do with one hand. All these Super Mario sets, including the Donkey Kong Country ones, are a little fragile just because they're built to be more spread out, especially this one. But it's not so bad if you're just, you know, messing around. But if you're trying to film with one hand, it can be rough. But what is not rough is Funky's Flights itself, which is just glorious in my opinion. The plane itself is fantastic. And then the fact that they got the shop open on one side is fantastic. I love, love, love this plane. Even if Donkey Kong Country didn't exist, I would love this plane. It's just great. It's so chunky. And I was so pleased to see just how many pieces were used to build this, because it just might be my favorite. It is my favorite part of the set if you take away the characters. And it just might be my favorite part of the set overall. There's just something about it I absolutely love. Got a little control panel in there. I love the front. It's so good. You know, from this side, at least if you took away the balloons, it just looks like this incredibly chunky plane. The back. But then, of course, from this side, you got the shop, which is very much from Donkey Kong Country. You got 3 balloons. Let's see, can I remember it? Red balloon is certainly 1 life. And those are the ones you get pretty often. I don't remember, is it 3 and 5 lives? I'm not going to say for sure. I should probably know that as a self-proclaimed Donkey Kong fanatic. But you got 2 things to scan in here. And again, if you want to totally remove all resemblance of this being a course builder set, you could totally just leave those barcodes off. But I also love it's like a gumball machine. Or like a gotcha machine with the, you know, random toys inside. And the top is very easy to remove, as you probably saw earlier. It's only 1 stud. It pops right off. So you can put one of your digital characters in there if you want to. Yeah, it just cooks on with this 1 stud. But it's enough for display. Like, if I were going to play with this a lot and I wasn't going to use that feature, I might just replace this little piece with another stud piece, so at least it would connect at 2 spots, because it does come off super easy. But it also goes back super easy if you have 2 hands to use. But anyways, I could talk about that for full review, but we've got a lot more, so we're not going to do that. And again, he sets back pretty easy if you are working with 2 hands. There we go. All right. So let's just start here. Here's the sort of the entrance to the cave, but actually the ride starts right here. And so the idea, you know, you go as you go along, and we'll just look at some details as we go. Obviously, a lot of the pieces in the set are building up these tracks. The thing is, though, it's not as repetitive as you might think. They found a way to make somehow building up all these tracks, even though that's a lot of the pieces of the set, is not really repetitive. It's a fun build. I'm going to say that. So here's Monty Mole hanging out. And what is this? Well, there's a dynamite plunger. Oh! And hidden inside is not gold. It's better than gold. It's a bunch of bananas. A bunch of bananas hidden inside there. And that just sits on there. It's a little simple function. When you hit the plunger, it just makes this go up just enough. Just a little bit. Just enough to knock this rock piece off. Pretty cool. There's little dynamites attached there just for effect. Monty Mole doesn't specifically have anywhere to sit. I mean, he could hang out on the track if you want him to. Seems a little dangerous, but... Alright, and as you move on, so you got Diddy Kong in his cart here, you move on. And I'm just showing you now. I will run through it with the actual Mario character. So I'm actually not going to do the play features just yet. But if you jump over... Actually, you know what? I will go and do it. Why not? You don't have to have Mario. This actually is a spring piece. Very sturdy. And so the idea is Diddy Kong jumps. Oh, knocks the shark over. Then is able to jump. This spins. And he jumps again. And he's able to... I've done this like 4 times. It's been perfect every time. So, I guess poor Diddy Kong was a little front heavy. I think I just did an empty cart before. Let's try that again. So he lands over here. He lands over here. He spins it. And the idea is you're just spinning this lever. And then when he pushes down on it, it knocks that up. But the trick is, if you spin this back in any way, oh my gosh. Okay, this time it's deciding to stay. Normally, if you spin this back in any way, that'll fall back down real easy. There we go. All right, let's try one more time. All right, spin around. Knock it up. Oh my Lord, have mercy. I did not realize this would be so hard to do with one hand. I had no trouble earlier, I swear. All right, Diddy Kong, this is your time to shine. For God's sake, just do it. Just do it. There he goes. He still died, but he made it. Busted through the road closed sign here, the track closed sign. Yeah, just to show you one more time. I've actually not completely figured out this mechanism. Like, it falls real easy on purpose, like it's supposed to be perilous. But I've not figured out why it falls so easily sometimes and not other times, to be honest with you. Okay, yeah. So you got to get it popped up all the way. If it's not going to hold there. I see, yeah. Anyways, just to show you this one more time without Diddy Kong. Yep. Anyways, the last thing I'm going to show you here is just a run through with the characters, with one of the Mario digital characters, I should say. So, let's just put him here. All right, I think that's pretty much everything. All right, we'll use Mario this time. We've been using Luigi every time. We'll use Mario. All right, Mario. So the idea is, oh my gosh, I beheaded Funky Kong again. All right. The idea is, let's just go and visit Funky Kong first. Did you hear that? That's pretty cool. Alright, first time I'm hearing that. Sorry, that's funny. You can visit Funky Flats here. This is actually pretty cool. You visit the barrel and nothing happens. There we go. What do I get? Ooh, I got a green balloon. Alright, so in the Mario game, the green balloon is a life. Of course, in the Donkey Kong games, all the balloons are lives. But let's see what I get this time. The red balloon is a mushroom in the Mario game. And let's try again. Another red balloon. Do it again. Ah, I want to get the blue balloon. Ah! I'm guessing the red balloon is the most common. Jeez, come on, dude. There's a blue balloon. A power block. I think the power block is just like a ton of coins in the Mario Course Builder game. Yeah. So I can just keep hitting coins, just like I had a P block and all the blocks have turned to coins in the game. Of course, I got a mushroom. If I get hit, that'll protect me. I got extra life. So well worth visiting Funky's Flats. But, again, I prefer the plane just as it is. But you can put Mario or Luigi or Peach inside. They got a place to ride and take off. So far he's not doing anything. But watch when I start flying. It's got that hilarious engine noise and he's collecting tons of coins. So that's that. And he does look pretty funny in it, I gotta say. Alright. But yeah, I thought the Funky Flat plane noise is a nice touch. All right. So that's pretty much Funky's Flats. But what about actually starting the course? So we need to meet Diddy Kong first.
Hello. Me again.
You know what I've just realized? I should have realized this sooner. I guess Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario, has redone a ton of voices for this Lego Mario theme. Because it's definitely him, you can tell. And some of the things he says are not directly from the games. What was that? I'm not sure what just happened. It sounds like I just entered an airship. What are you doing? What's happening? Okay, I don't know what's happening. But we're going to go in the minecart. That's what we're going to do. Oh, there you go. That's cool, isn't it? You get the Donkey Kong Country music when you get in the minecart. Gotta get his arms out a little bit. But we're going to try to have Diddy go ride with him. As the poor Diddy hasn't been through enough. He's already been beheaded in this video and had a horrible minecart crash. I prefer Diddy on his own because, again, these Mario characters are just so weird. But it actually looks pretty good like that, I gotta say. It's a pretty good look. Although Mario's kind of not got the best view there. All right, here we go. Let's just run through it. And of course, this requires a lot of imagination. Maybe we'll set off the dynamite plunger as we go by. Of course, Mario can collect these bananas. I'm not going to show you. It's a banana. It's like health. And, oops, that should have been down. So we got to jump. We got him. All right, now, you take Mario out. Sorry, I started a course somehow. I did not mean to do that. All right, just get over your thing. Somehow I started a course like it thought I scanned a start flag. I've never had that happen before. But anyways, if you scan here, he gets a little freaked out, but he collects a lot of coins. The reason he gets freaked out is because if you jump here to scan on this and you jump a little too hard, the shark comes right back on you. But anyways, let's just carry on. All right, here we go. Jumping over here, jump the shark literally. We got to spin this. Again, it's hard to do with one hand. All right, here we go. Can they survive together? Whoa, sort of. Everyone has perished, but they did clear the course. All right, Mario, I think you're done. I don't think there's anything left to scan. Like I said, the bananas just collect some bananas, which is health, but there's different things you can do with food. I've not even messed with it all. But let's go and just turn Mario off here. And let's go ahead and give you my final thoughts of the set. Let's put this back together. Let's go ahead and just put Diddy Kong in the cart here. Come on, Diddy Kong. There you go. So, overall, Diddy Kong's minecart ride. The build was more fun than I would have thought. I was worried when I saw all this track. I was like, that is just a lot of track, you know? But they found a way to keep it interesting. First of all, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 buildable characters. You got the fantastic Funky's Flights, which was my favorite part of the whole build, followed closely by Funky himself. And a substantial part of the build. Then all the track, they found a way to keep it interesting. I mean, it's pretty simply done, but it looks good. Like it looks like, you know, minecart track. You got the spring features, which are fun. If you wanted to, I guess you could probably, let's see. I was gonna say, there we go. If you wanted to, you could display it like that, where the minecart's a little bit less broken apart. That's the first thing I'll say though. Like, what you think about this set is probably going to depend. Like, when you see this, do you see a complete set, or does this just feel like sort of random stuff to you? When I first saw this, I was like, okay, I love this. I love all this. But this just seems like kind of random tracks. I don't think it shows too well necessarily in pictures. But once I had it together, I'm like, you know what? No, that's kind of what, if you're going to do a minecart, a Donkey Kong Country minecart scene, that's kind of the way it's got to be. Like, it can't just be one continuous track, because they were constantly having to make jumps across broken tracks. So it kind of makes sense. There's a lot of stuff going on here for play features. You know, like as an adult collector, honestly, this is going to be a little tricky to display. They do, I mean, in the default configuration here, it's still going to take up some room, but, you know, you can put some more stuff in here in the middle to make the display more worth it. For example, Rambi. Put Rambi in there, maybe some of the other Kongs. But let's just talk value. 1,157 pieces, $110. Like I said, if you see this and you just see like it's a bunch of broken up track pieces, that's going to feel like a lot. Having built it, I will say it's probably technically the best value in the whole Donkey Kong Country line. Because 1,157 pieces is pretty legit, because overall this set does not have a lot of tiny pieces. It certainly has some, but it has more big pieces than I was expecting. There's just a lot more here than I was expecting. And I have to say, this set probably has more different pieces than I can remember ever in a set. Definitely one of this size. I mean, there's so many different pieces, like the part count that it shows you at the end of the manual, which again, because this is a Lego Super Mario set, you got to look up the manual online if you want an actual manual. But it's on the Lego website. But just, there's like 3 or is it 4 pages of parts. There's so many different parts in this set. Let's just do a quick value breakdown though, which is hard to do because either you think this is cool or you don't like it. And if you don't like it, that's just so much of the set. But I don't think there's anything to not like about this. Like, if they just released this set and like say it was just the entrance to the mines here and Diddy and his cart and, you know, maybe the mole miner here in the background and then Funky Kong and the Funky Flights. Like, if just what you see right here was the set, I do think people would have been all about it. Because it is a much bigger set, including all this, you know, you have to be okay with the fact that this is like a big, sprawling play set. But, until you build this thing, though, you don't know how chunky this thing is. I love this plane so much. I can't overstate that. He's a little wobbly, but I love it. Because it's so compact, you may not know it by looking at it, but by just feeling this thing, this would be at least a $20 plane on its own with nothing. All right, so let's say 20 for just the plane. And trust me, when you feel it in your hands, it would be at least that. Honestly, yeah, at least that. Funky Kong is such a big figure. I'm guessing he has something like 120 pieces, if I had to guess. At least 100 pieces. So he'd be like probably at least a $10 figure on his own. So say $30 there. If they just release this as a set, just Diddy Kong and this minecart, which is basically one piece, by the way, and there's some details added on the side. I love the minecart also. As far as I know, this is exclusive to this set, but I don't know that for sure. I just can't think of anything else it's been in. But if you just like had this entrance and like one track piece and Diddy Kong and the mole miner, and this was just like a little diorama scene or something. Not a bad looking little scene. I can see that being another $20 set, so there you're at $50. So I guess the question is the whole track setup worth $60? Because that's kind of what you got left, you know, including our shark here. Like, I don't think that would be a very interesting set just on its own. Like, why would you just want a bunch of broken up minecart tracks? But as an addition to the minecart ride set, it does make sense. And so, yeah, I mean, in terms of Lego, having built it and knowing how much goes into all of this, I do think it's actually not a bad value at all. I think it works there. Rating is tough because it's obviously the biggest of all the sets. Like, having built the minecart itself, the track and everything, I like it. I would probably be about an 8 out of 10 just because as an adult, I would prefer something a little more compact, like maybe the track less broken up, so it'd be more easier to display. But I'll still probably give it about 8 out of 10. But this right here, just what you see in your screen right here, for me, elevates it. Like I would all day long buy just Funky's Flights here as its own set. It's just so cool. Anyways, that elevates it for me to where I think I'm going to actually give this a 9 overall. It's I like it so much more than what I originally thought I would from those screens. Of course, I looked at it more because it's Donkey Kong Country, and I was inevitably going to buy it. If when I say Minecart Carnage, that means nothing to you, you know, if you don't know anything about the minecart levels in the Donkey Kong Country games, you could probably knock the score down a little bit. But for me, I'm going to go with a 9. I really do like it, and I am going to find a way to display it. So yeah, here's all the Donkey Kong Country. Here it all is together. Overall, I'm so happy this happened. I'm so happy we got Donkey Kong Country Lego. And I just really, yeah, I'm glad it happened. I am ready to move on to regular, you know, minifigure Nintendo sets. There's been some heavy rumors we're going to have some next year. Some heavy rumors about a Zelda set, some heavy rumors about an Animal Crossing set that are minifigure sets. And I think I'm okay saying goodbye to the Super Mario course building system. But I am so thankful that they didn't quit it before we got these, because I don't know for sure if we would have got Donkey Kong Country sets otherwise. I honestly never expected it. And this works well. I mean, we got all the, you know, that's the last thing I'm going to do. I was going to say we got most of the main characters. Candy Kong? Oh, gosh, I've dropped Diddy again. I've destroyed him. Well, he's gone. Diddy's gone. He's passed away. Lord have mercy. So, this is going to be the most cardboard cave video you've ever seen. He literally landed under my freaking wheel in my chair. I mean, if he has a death sentence or something. We're going to try to do this, though, as a final thing. By gum. And you're going to like it, Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong's a little top heavy. I'm not going to lie. I think he actually needs one hand down to give him a little stability. Yeah, that's much better. So we got Diddy. And we got the Mole Miner. And we got... I guess we're going to leave the shark on there. I mean, he is kind of technically a character, but I guess we won't count him. We got Rambi. We got Funky, who definitely needs to stand up straighter. I'm not going to have you falling over, buddy. All right. We got Cranky Kong here, who was jamming out. Oh, Cranky. We got Dixie Kong, also jamming in her jam band. All right, Dixie. We got Squawks. Well, I guess we'll bring his perch with him, why not? And we got the man himself, Donkey Kong. Let's see here. So that's everybody except for poor Snaggles, who's just gonna stay over there. There's the whole crew right there. From the Donkey Kong Country games, the trilogy, really, I guess what we're missing, Candy Kong, but if you played the games, you know, I don't know. I don't know if they made the right choice. They probably did by not including Candy Kong. She maybe hasn't aged the best as far as character designs go. Also, Tiny Kong from Donkey Kong Country 3. But not the most popular character. He's certainly the one I played as the least. So I can kind of understand. But at least from Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, you got the main characters here for sure. I guess what you're missing is the enemies, the Kremlings. It would have been nice. It would have been nice if they were able to do the Kremlings. And this is probably hoping for way too much. But I do hope that we get some more Donkey Kong Country sets. Maybe not in this course builder line, maybe like just as regular Lego sets, but either way, because this has worked really well. I don't think it's likely, to be honest. I think this is it for the Donkey Kong Country sets. But if we do get more, I hope they do some of the Kremlings, some of the bad guys. King K. Rool. King K. Rool will be the big thing we're missing here, the main baddie. But yeah, there's a nice overview. It's a nice looking scene there in the background, isn't it? Even without the characters. I think so. All right, and we'll end this how it started with Donkey Kong, the main man himself. Over and out for the Donkey Kong Country Lego sets. It's been a fun, if short ride. I've enjoyed doing these with you, and thanks for sticking around for the longest video imaginable.